But let's ask ourselves this question. Okay, nuclear bomb. What's the main thing you're worried about? Getting killed? Okay, getting radiation poisoning and dying a slow death? In other words, your survival, right? So it's always about protecting your behind. Well, what could be more threatening to your survival than the demise of your entire race? Since your race is not reproducing sufficient to support the population beyond another certain number of decades, meaning you're in decline, and it's only a matter of time until you disappear from the planet, you have to ask yourself, how did this happen? Who assaulted the Caucasian race? Who set out to destroy the white people? Who is it who brainwashed the youth starting in about 1960, 65, to say, if it feels good, do it. Why not do it in the road? Men and women are equal sexually. Women should become like dirty men. Children are cumbersome. Children are problems. Don't have families. The family is bourgeois. Who did this to us is the question. And I think that if you listened to the Savage Nation yesterday, you got a flavor of where I'm going to go with this today, because I'm pretty clear who it was. It's pretty clear in my mind that the reason the West is in decline is because of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. They would be, and in no particular order, Allen Ginsberg, who destroyed the soul of America, William Kunstler, who destroyed the law of America, Timothy Leary, who poisoned the mind of America with LSD, and Bella Abzug and her cohorts in the women's movement, who destroyed the minds of young ladies. I believe they were responsible for sending our country down the road to hell. And I've come up with ideas that I have for this country to make a U-turn. If you made me the czar of demographics in America, I can guarantee you that within 1 year, I could turn this nation around. You make me the czar of the demographic decline of America, I could save this country. Now you say, one man, come on, you're just full of it. No, I'll give you the 4 ways I would do it. 1, immigration control. Slam the borders shut. Put the military on the borders. Take them out of Korea and put them on the border. Take them out of Germany, put them on the border. Lock the border down, shut it, completely shut it. Stop all illegal immigration. Limit legal immigration to those who have the skills that we may need, and those who have the ability to pay their own way in this country for at least 5 years. If they cannot bring in enough capital to pay their way, then they don't come in here. 2, no welfare for 50 years for an immigrant. Once an immigrant does enter this country, they and any member of their family would be prohibited from using any social service for 50 years. Put that in place and see how many of them want to sit on their fat behinds preaching hatred of America and come here. 3, give incentives for having children, cash for children. All native-born American citizens of any race, who stay together as a man and a woman would be given massive incentives for having children and staying married. If you have a child and you stay married for 5 years, the government gives you a gigantic payment at the end of 5 years. If you stay married, you stay together. At 10 years, you get another large bonus from the government. If they can bail out the crooks of Wall Street, they can bail out the mothers of America. Okay? Again, this program would be available only to native-born American citizens. You put my measures in place, and you might have a chance to save America as we know it. You do nothing, and our nation will disappear. I mean, the West, though, is in a rapid demographic decline, let alone a political decline. Caucasian birth rates in particular are in free fall, while the birth rates of immigrant groups from Central America and the Middle East are accelerating, and nothing is being done to restrict their often illegal entry into our nation. And I've asked you, who did this to us? Who is most responsible for the situation? And who do you blame? The church, feminists, liberal educators, the media, or yourself? And then I ask, would we be in this situation if it were not for Planned Parenthood? Have we gone from Planned Parenthood to the death of parenthood in 1 generation? And why did you decide yourself not to have children? What influenced you? And if you started a large family, how are you looked at in your own neighborhood? Right? How is it that the only large family the media has focused on recently is the octomom, the freak, the welfare freak octomom? Why is it that family is valid while a normal family is considered invalid? Well, You have to read Karl Marx to understand what the genesis of all of this. I read Karl Marx when I was 18 years old, so it's not like I got a blackboard and a dunce cap and a television camera in front of me and started to espouse Marx and Lenin like I knew something about it. I actually read Karl Marx when I was 17 or 18 years old in college because I was interested. And one of the most important things I remember from Karl Marx's, I think he wrote Das Kapital, didn't he? I believe that was his book. I'm a little tired right now. Was that he defined the bourgeois family as ownership, as property. And he said, as such, children are merely property of the parents who are the owners. And we must break up the ownership structure of the nuclear family. So all these attacks by the radical left over the last 30 or 40 years have finally had their effect. The white race is dying. Do you get it? Now, I know that this is a topic that's not controversial because it's factual. So you can't nail me to a cross with this, but I can guarantee you it's a topic you're not going to hear on any other talk show. It doesn't mean that their topics are invalid. But to me, if it's all about survival, if that's what it comes down to, whether it's the survival of our liberties themselves or the survival of our bodies themselves, what's more essential than talking about why white people won't have babies? How's that?